joining us today for our town hall. As you know, most of you probably recognize me at this point. I'm Kate Zeitvogel. I'm the Director of Customer Success here at Cadre. Happy to help make all of those transitions over to Cadre a little easier. I am joined by some of our other Cadre members here today. We've got Biana, who is our Customer Success Associate. We've got Kim Korhonen, who is our Senior Account Manager and General Manager. We've got Lana, who is our another Customer Success Associate, our newest one. Let's see who else we have. We've got Debbie Tarasevich, who is another Senior Account Manager. Don Penfold, who is the President of Meeting Jobs. So if you're looking for a full-time position or a longer-term, part-time position, check out Meeting Jobs. Make sure that you're signed up on there. And last but absolutely not least, joining us today is Jessica. She is part of our accounting team, and I want to turn it over to her for the next few minutes before we really dive into other aspects today, because I know that we're here to talk about two main things, and then we'll open it up to everyone for those questions. The first one that I want to tackle is we want to remind and review the pay schedule with everyone. So I'm going to turn it over to Jessica. Jessica, take it away. I'm going to share my screen so that we can see a calendar. I don't know about you all, but I'm a visual person. So if we can see a calendar while we talk pay schedules, I think that will make things a little bit easier. So Jessica, go for it.
Yes. Hi. Hi, everyone. And I am so glad to be here. I am one of the accounting team, and we have been, getting a lot of questions. So we thought, well, we'll dive in and tackle some of these. So the pay schedule, this is what we get a lot of questions about. As you can see, the first of the month, the 15th of the month, these are our major days that we are paying attention to. The 1st and the 15th is when your expense reports are due for the next pay cycle. So the way that that's written is expense reports approved by the 1st of each month will be released from escrow and paid to your bank account on the 15th of the month. Expense reports approved by the 15th of each month will be released from escrow and paid to your bank account on the 30th of the month. So we get lots of questions about this. So let me, we kind of, the other accountant and I, we kind of went over some of this, and we kind of wrote out some scripts of kind of how this sometimes goes. So I'm going to run through a couple of these examples and see if this helps people to understand what we're trying to do, or what it would look like with those dates. So if your expense report is correctly submitted by the 1st or the 15th in the Cadre system, they will keep that submission date. So if you submit it on the 26th or the 27th, that's your submission date. Cadre keeps that in their system. And so your report will be available will be in the next pay cycle, regardless of when the report is approved. So for example, John correctly submits his expense report on 7/26. So the 26th of the month. Accounting does not approve the report until 8/2. John will still be included on the 8/15 pay cycle. Okay, that's a correctly submitted expense report. Okay, if the expense report is submitted incorrectly by the 1st or the 15th, the Cadre system will replace the original submission date with the new resubmission date. So for example, John submits his expense report on 7/26, but he needs to correct a receipt. Accounting sends the report back to John on 7/28, let's say. John corrects the receipt and resubmits on 8/1. Accounting then approves his corrected expense report on the 2nd. John will be included on pay for the 15th. Okay? Let's try another example. So John submits his on the 29th. It's he's getting really close to the line now, okay? And he has a receipt that needs correcting. Accounting sends the report back to John on the 31st, let's say. John corrects the receipt and resubmits on the 2nd, 8/2. Now John's pay cycle has now been pushed to 8/30 for payment. due to needed corrections and his new resubmission date. Now let's try in a third example. So John submits his expense report on the 28th, but he needs to correct a receipt. Accounting sends it back to John. Let's say we took us a bit. We got behind, so we didn't send it back to him until 8/2. All right. So now John didn't even have a chance to get it back to us by the 1st. John corrects the receipt and resubmits right away on the 3rd. His pay cycle has now been pushed to the 30th due to the corrections. But accounting will take this into consideration. And when we notice when this happens, and we will try to keep a note on our system, and we will manually override and make sure that he still gets paid out on the 15th. Does that make sense? Does that help everybody kind of get an idea? That's because accounting would be at fault at that point, and instead of John. Note, I just want to say one last thing. The higher accuracy, the better your expense report is. Like if it's perfect, the higher chance that you'll get paid right on time. If it's got mistakes and problems and you're trying to squeak it in at the last second, that's when we tend to see that your pay gets bumped out.
Excellent. Jessica, thank you so much for going through all of that. We have her for the next 7 minutes or so. So if you have those accounting questions, do make sure you get them in there. I see that we have a few popping in there already. If someone submits their expense report on the 5th and received approval on the 11th, would she receive payment on the 15th or the 31st? Okay, so let's review this one more time. If it's between the 1st and the 15th, right, they get queued up for the end of the month. So if it's approved on the 11th, she should be paid out on the 30th or whenever that day is, right? Cool.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So when you're in that middle part, it's not a whole lot to worry about. There's plenty of time. If you submit on the 5th or the 7th or the 10th, there's a lot of cushion in there for getting those corrections made and then get right in on the next pay cycle. When you're looking at that just the edge, that's where people really start to get worried. Do you have any other questions? I wasn't watching the chat. What do we have?
Not a problem. Right now, I think that's it. But if anyone else has a question, please feel free to jump in. You don't even have to put it in the chat. Feel free to just raise your hand, jump on in. If it's a more personal accounting question that you would like to ask and you don't want to do it on this public forum, thank you for recognizing that. Feel free to email Jessica over at accounting@hirecadre.com. Dawn just put it over in the chat there for everyone. But again, accounting@hirecadre.com. Any of those money questions, Jessica, Erin, and the other accounting team members over there will be able to get those answers over to you as quickly as possible. And again, they're going to be the ones to more quickly answer than even our support team. And our support team is really great, but they're not going to be able to get those answers necessarily as fast as Jessica and the team over there. So any other accounting questions that we could throw to Jessica while she is here? Give it just a second. Excellent. Not a problem. That's wonderful. I hope that this helped clear up what that pay schedule is, because we do get a lot of questions on that. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you are super busy, so I will let you go, but thank you again for joining us. And we'll
no problem.
move right along. And again, if anyone wants to get in touch with Jessica, accounting@hirecadre.com. Excellent. So thank you again, Jessica. We'll keep on going. The other item that we were going to discuss today are reviews, because that's another item, especially with our summer being so busy and people working on so many different items or so many different projects right now. People want to know how to request a review, how to receive a review, and how to leave a review. So I'm going to turn it over to Biana right now, who again is one of our customer success associates, and she'll be able to get those answers for us. So Biana, take it away.
Hi. So I'm going to share one of our freelancers' profiles. This is Sophia Crenshaw. I asked for permission before I just ran on the blog. So don't worry about that. But essentially what we're going to talk about today is just reviews, because that's one thing that like we have had a lot of questions about recently, and especially with programs ending. So if you look at the dashboard correctly, no, here, and then if you start on the left side under the name, that can take you straight to the reviews, and this is where you can see all the reviews. But remember that the reviews are private in a sense where you don't see who left the review. You only see what they said and like the ratings they gave you, but that's all you can see. You don't see who left it, who said what. And then also if you look over here, under here, it shows all your programs that you completed and everything. If you click that, it takes you straight to all the clients that you work with. And you can just go through, leave a review for the client that you recently worked with. If you thought they were amazing, if you loved them, you can click view, go ahead and leave a review for them right then and there. Sorry, my computer was a little slow. But that is one place you can do it and access those reviews. But then if you want to request a review, you can always request a review here as well. Again, these are the clients you worked with, so you can always ask them after your program, like, hey, I believe I did a good job. Can you like leave a review for me? Can you leave me a 5-star, 4-star, however comfortable you are asking them. Don't feel like you can't ask them. There's nothing, no harm, no foul done there. Another thing to think through, because we do have access to leave reviews or have outside clients leave reviews on your profile as well. So if you click your name on your dashboard, it takes you to your public profile. And this essentially is going to be where you can go and have them write a review, and boom, it takes you straight to the leave a feedback. So they don't even have to have an account with us. Just leave a like a good review for you. You can just basically get anyone to go through. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Excellent. Great job, Biana. Thank you for covering all of that. Can you show us again real fast? That was how to get to the public profile in there. It was real fast that you got in there. If you could just review that real quickly for everybody.
Perfect. If my thing goes hides a little bit. Sorry. My computer. Oop. Okay. So to access your public profile, if you click the first, like your name right here in the dashboard, this is one way you can access your public profile if it wants to work. And then there's also another way as well. If you go through your profile and click promote yourself, view public profile, and then that's another access. So you can click the name or you can go to promote yourself. And those are the two main places you can go to access your public profile.
Excellent. And when someone clicks on that request a review tab in their dashboard that you were showing us a little earlier, is that opening up a chat box? What happens in that situation? What's going on there?
Yeah. So if you go through that section where you request, let me pull it back up so you can see exactly what happens. Plus request a review from Cindy, and essentially hit the view, and it takes you straight to that program. Or this is you leaving a review, actually. Sorry. But you can also send them a message and just ask them right there verbatim, like, hey, if you don't mind, can you please leave a review for me? But these are just
also when you click on that, I know that it sends out that automated message as well. So an email goes out to the client as well, requesting that they log in and send that review as well, so that it automatically gets added in there too. So a couple different ways to capture that information, which is wonderful.
Question.
Great. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. So I didn't realize. So it's almost like LinkedIn, where you can send somebody, excuse me, a link. They can write the review. You get it back, post it on your dashboard, correct?
You don't even have to wait to post it onto your dashboard. It will just automatically be added. Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
But in every other way, you are totally right, Edmund. Yep. Yeah. That's a great question. What other questions can we help answer with that?
We did get a couple of questions, and it may have been covered. Is there a way to leave a review for peers on site?
We don't have a way to do peer-to-peer feedback at the moment. It's something that we can look at, but we don't have that capability at this time.
Okay. And then the other, do I have to talk to the planner and literally ask the planner for a review?
No, nope, you don't have to literally ask them for the review. By clicking that request a review, they receive that email so that it's automated through Cadre. If you want to reach out to them to maybe get them to go a little faster, that's not a bad option, but it's not a requirement at all.
And then Mary Beth, hi Mary Beth, how you doing? When you click promote yourself, is the info there similar to how you promote yourself when you bid on a job?
The promote yourself area is an area that's underworks. It's an area that we plan on zhuzhing up a little bit more as we go along there. But the promote yourself area has two different areas in there. There's one where you can view your social profile, like Biana was showing, and that social profile you can share on your social media networks. You can copy the link and send it to other people that you have worked with in the past, maybe get them to contract you through Cadre, see your profile and see your details that way. But another aspect in the promote yourself area in your profile is inviting those clients that you've worked with in the past, saying, hey, I'm on Cadre. If you create your profile, it's really quick and easy for me to be contracted in here. And I don't know about you, but in a dream world, I would think as a freelancer, having one 1099 at the end of the year, even though you've got 20 different clients, would be amazing. So that would be a great reason to have all of those clients come and do their work through Cadre. So I hope that helped answer that question.
Okay, we're getting a lot of questions. How do I add a review from an event that I did not do through Cadre? We cover that?
If it's an event that's not through Cadre, you would need to leave the reviews more specifically on the person, on the freelancer. We don't have a way to leave a review on an event outside of Cadre. Only events run through Cadre.
Okay. And then this is a Edward Jones question. First time working with Cadre for Edward Jones.
Mhm.
I just want to know if how it went for my specific program and how to improve.
Great
there-
job. Thanks for joining us for Edward Jones. I don't have that information at this time. Kim, I don't know if maybe you have some more details. I believe last I heard they're going through a bunch of feedback at the moment and wrapping up from the year, but I don't know much more than that. Kim is trying to unmute herself at the moment.
You can probably just like email Ashley or whatever to see if she has any feedback. If there's something that we need to let you know, we'll let you know. And that's about that.
So
Okay,
not a
the
whole lot
feedback
of
we do-
information at the
Oh,
moment.
can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yep. We can hear you.
Yes, no, I can't hear you.
Yep. So that was, hopefully that helps with the Edward Jones portion. We don't have a whole lot of information at the
Oh, there
moment.
we
Like
go.
I said,
Oh,
they're
sorry,
still
I
doing
had you
wrap up.
muted and I couldn't hear what you said.
Not a problem. Not a problem. We got you. So we heard that
Okay.
there's not a whole lot of news to pass along at the moment. But to reach out to Ashley in case if anyone
If
is
you have like a
interested.
specific question or whatnot, yeah. If there's any issues, obviously we will let you know what needs to be improved upon. But if you didn't hear anything, then no news is good news.
Yep, very true. Excellent. What other questions can we help answer for people at the moment?
Okay, we have another one from Mary
Sure.
Beth. Do the organizations hire strictly people from the area where the meeting is being held so they don't have to pay travel?
Not always. Many times, yes. I would say a lot of clients in this day and age have much tighter budgets than they did pre-COVID. And one of the ways that they are saving on their budgets is by contracting local freelancers so that they can save on that airfare, on the hotel, all of that other stuff. Is it the only business that we are seeing in Cadre? No, definitely not. We've definitely seen several clients willing to fly the right person in. There are a lot of positions that are remote, that are people looking for a planner to help with the execution ahead of time. So there are a variety of roles out there. I will say a local preferred slant is definitely what I'm seeing for the time being, but it's not the only work out there for sure.
And to add, they're making it very clear on the ad that they want a local person, correct?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
I'm saying that most of the time they do say that on the ad,
Yes.
that they want a local person.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd say with the managed accounts, sometimes they want local, but most of the time they want people that they're familiar with working their programs.
Yeah, I would say that's very
So
true
it
too.
yeah, it depends on.
But a
yeah.
lot of people are also looking to add to their teams as well. Because one of the things that,
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
with that lack of budget, their internal teams have shrunken, and they're needing to add to that too. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of the same things, I think, for sure. What other questions can we help answer with this? I know that Lana has been chatting with our support team, and we had a couple messages to send along with that, but wanted to, we can keep touching base on questions for the reviews if there are any others as well.
There's a question that came through, the promote yourself in the space in the bidding area. How is the best way to promote yourself in such a limited area?
It's a great question. Highlight the tangible items. Saying that you're a hard worker, saying that you are detail oriented, it kind of goes with the job. If you're a good one, especially, though, it sort of goes hand in hand with the job. But highlighting the fact that you have a CMP and have worked in the industry for 15 years and started with this client, and these are your specialties, food and beverage, transport, whatever it happens to be, highlighting those tangible specific items, or maybe it's in an area that like the back of your hand. All of those details are great things to put into both your bio, the about me section, and also into that pitch when submitting your offer over for a position.
Okay, can I add to that?
Sure, of course.
If the client is for example, if you can tell the client's a pharmaceuticals client or an association client or or in the meetings at the Hyatt Orlando, and you've worked you've worked that hotel, you've worked with the people in that hotel, or you've got pharmaceutical background, or you have incentive background, or you have a specific area, mention that in your pitch, because then they're going to look for the most like-minded, experienced person when responding.
That's a very great point. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so we have a couple more questions that came through.
Sure.
As a new TD to Cadre, still in the process of getting on board, is there an IT resource I might reach out to for assistance? Also, is there a Cadre resource to contact for in general inquiries I may have about opportunities or further information about Cadre? I'm going to put all of our information of who to contact right now on the chat. I think I just did it, maybe not. Yeah. And Kate, if you want to add to that.
Hi, how's it going?
Excellent. Do you have a question? Go ahead.
Spent some frustrating time with Anthem, but I got my answer. So they evidently mailed out my cards in June and I never got them. So they're resending them. But yeah, but I did get the information from Alex. So I was going to reach out.
I'm guessing that was not for us. So I'm just going to go ahead and get us back on track there. I think someone must have unmuted themselves accidentally. But let me get back. What was the original question in there?
The question is there a resource, an IT resource for a specific person? And I put all of our links to where you can reach people. And support staff will get back to you by email if you go to support@hirecadre.com.
Exactly. And Lana has been chatting with our support team. They are always busy covering those desks. And I know that they had a couple of items that they wanted us to address on here that would make answering those questions a little faster and a little bit easier. Lana, if you would like to take it away, go for it. She is currently muted. 1 second there.
You are right. I was currently talking to myself. I think that discussion about details and specifics is really good because that seems to be a recurring theme when we have our daily talks with our support group. You know that we have 2 other live real-time communication vehicles and channels, and that's at our help desk, and then our most current one and recent addition is the live chat. And in our discussions, you know, our daily discussions, we always talk about either unsolved issues or we talk about how can we improve and give you greater service and faster service. And it always comes down to the recurring theme is details and specifics. So what we ask or we're trying to ask, and we're going to continue to keep promoting, is if, for example, you have a question about an event and something didn't go right, or you have a specific question that's more in general, and you reach out to us, we'd like you to do 2 things, and sometimes 3 things. First, to give us your full name, and then the full name of the event, and then there's a program number, and you please, you know, if you give us the program number, it's so much easier for us to go in and search and find the answer for you quickly. If you give us something vague, we have to kind of go and research and look for it, and then it takes longer to respond to you. So if you can give us your full name, again, the full name of the event and the program number. Now, sometimes having a screenshot helps us even better identify. So the more specifics and details you can give us before you present what your issue is going to make it a lot easier for us to respond quickly to you. And that also goes with anything technical. If you walk in and you have kind of there's a glitch and you can't get something done, it's really important if you give us a screenshot, because sometimes just looking at the screenshot, we already know how to solve the solution. So going back to how you're going to present yourself to your client, it's about details and specifics, and it's the same thing how you're going to get a better answer from us if you give us details and specifics. So that's kind of our last discussion with our daily talks. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Lana. So to just follow up on that, if you have a technical question, how does the platform work? How do I do this? Reach out to our fantastic support team, support@hirecadre.com. But if you're more like me and you want to try and figure it out yourself, I know that Don put it in our chat a few moments ago. We have an entire knowledge base, and we have a YouTube channel with a ton of how-to videos on there that will show you step-by-step how to do almost anything on Cadre. Now, all of that said, sometimes you need a little extra help. Sometimes there's a bug. Sometimes that happens. Again, support@hirecadre.com. If you have a question specifically about the event or about the project that's happening, there is a Q&A section on Cadre. Reach out to the client directly. They will be the ones to answer all of that information, because keep in mind, Cadre is an open platform. Yes, we do have some major big clients that we help manage, and we do the staffing for. People like Kim and Debbie and Biana and Lana help with projects like that. But we also have a whole host of other clients on here that come on and do it all themselves. And yes, some of them already have a team of people that they know and they like and they trust. But many of them also need to add to that team, because as we mentioned earlier, those internal teams have shrunk. Even a lot of those on-site teams have shrunk because so many people have chosen to just not come back to the workforce, right? So there's both parts of it out there. So going to the support desk to ask, do I need to be on site by a specific time? We're not going to know that answer. Our support team won't have that information. But going to that Q&A section, asking that information, $10 says someone else already has that question too, and it might already be up there. But putting it up there, that way the client can see it and answer it directly to you and to all of the other freelancers that are curious. Now, in previous town halls, we have had some feedback about clients not answering those, and we're working on it. Hopefully you're starting to see a little uptick on that. But again, it's a learning curve for everyone, and we're trying to get our clients to be a little bit better about responding to all of those questions out there. But that's the best way to go about finding out information specifically about a project versus finding out information about how to do something on Cadre. The third and final place that I will direct you is if you have a question about money, your deposit didn't come or something along those lines. Accounting, like we said, accounting at hirecadre.com is the place to go for that. Excellent. So I hope that helps answer a lot.
And we have another question. Is there a way to view only the ads that are not looking for local only?
I don't know that we have a filter for that at the moment, but that's some good feedback, and I will make note of that because I can see that being very helpful for sure. At the moment, I don't think so, to be honest. But the best way to check is when you're looking at all or new, you can sort by location as well. So if you see one that's close to you or something that's not close to you, you can filter and sort that way as well.
Are there international opportunities, and are languages a plus?
Yes, and yes. We don't have a ton of international at the moment.
But we're working on that hard.
Yes, we are working on it for sure, because there absolutely is interest. It's just a slow trog getting them on here and posting those needs. But yes, and of course, absolutely, those language skills are going to be a plus. And even here in the States, I've seen those language skills be a huge plus as well. We've had a couple clients who have been looking for really that unicorn, a German speaker in Manhattan over, a couple of weekends. Is that you? We need you.
We were looking for that person who spoke just French Canadian.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. So if you've got those different foreign language speaking skills, I can get my words all together. There we go. Get those language skills together. I should take English off of my bio is what I should do. But make sure that you have those in there, because we definitely have clients, even if it's here in the US, looking for people with those language skill sets. And to piggyback off of that as well, we've recently opened up the number of skills that you can post in there that you can choose and select. That way you can really hone in on the important ones, all the different CVent features that and the different languages that all the different technology platforms and registration systems that all of that is really important information and stuff that our clients are searching and filtering through and for. And if it's listed in there, you have a much better chance of getting chosen for it.
Okay, we have a couple more questions. Nikki, hi Nikki, it's good to see you. Hi there. Is there a Cadre app so I can access postings via my phone?
Soon. Not soon enough, in my opinion, but that's always true because I'm impatient. It's in the works. But what we're doing at the moment is we're really figuring out what those top items are that people use on our platform so that we can make the best app possible. Because if we put everything that we do into an app, the app is going to not work very well. It'll be bogged down. It won't work. So we're figuring out those top items, and we're starting development on that very soon.
But Cadre is responsive on it. It is a responsive site. So if you're looking at your iPad, your tablet, or your phone, you should be able to.
Exactly. It is definitely mobile friendly for sure. And I know several other freelancers because I actually got this idea from them. They've created a shortcut to on their home screen on their smartphone so that all they have to do is click a button and it opens right up, kind of like an app. It's kind of what it looks like on my smartphone on my home screen there. And it just opens right up to my profile in Cadre. Which makes it so much easier to add expenses, especially down the line, to answer to job postings, all of that good stuff.
Okay, the next question is to me. Yay. Is meetingjobs.com the same as new project opens on our login dashboard? This is the first I'm seeing meetingjobs.com. Where have you been? Anyway, meetingjobs.com is a separate site from hirecadre.com. So you need to register separately from Meeting Jobs than from HireCadre. And as time moves on, we'll do more links to the sites to each other and everything like that, but register on meetingjobs.com.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And they are two separate things, just as a reminder. We're not one platform at the moment. We are related companies, but we are not one and the same at this point in time at any rate. We did have a question about how to add Cadre to your home screen. And I'm going to try and show you all real fast how I do it. But like, if you pull it up on your web browser here, I've got hirecadre.com on my smartphone web browser. In that corner there, if I click those options in that upper corner, there should be a add to home screen feature in there. And if I click on that, it should add it directly to my phone home screen.
I'll bring it down a little bit.
We're
Down. There you go.
Okay. So we'll start there. And the reason I'm holding up here is because right here is, oh no, I did the wrong thing. Right there is the add to home screen link. So I wanted to show all of you that. So it should make it a little bit easier for you to access your profile. I would actually probably go log into my profile and then do the add to home screen, but that's me personally, because I like immediate things like that. So I know I'm part of the generation of instant gratification. I know. Anyway, what other questions can we help answer for everybody out there?
When I pass on a job, is there a way to remove the listing from my menu? It still appears as review the list of jobs. And they think
that we have in the works, because it's something that we had noticed also. I believe that's something in the works is my answer for that one. I'm going to keep that one short and sweet.
Okay. That's all the questions that are on the chat right now.
Wonderful. I know one question that we get a lot, and I'm going to turn this over to, I don't know if Debbie wants to take this or if Kim wants to take this. But since we are right at the end of July, what does the rest of 2022 look like? If one or both could give us just a general idea of what you're seeing with those managed accounts that we have. Is it looking busier than the spring? Is it looking the same as the spring, busier than a normal fall? What's it looking like out there, Kim? I know. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's.
I tried giving you time.
Yeah, it's not as crazy as it was from like April through June. July's busy. August, September. It's like, I think pretty busy towards the fall, with like overlapping programs. I'm not sure further out towards like November, that time frame, just because we're still staffing kind of shorter, just because it's so crazy busy that we're not staffing, 4 months out. We're still staffing like 3 months out, 2 months out. So a lot of late sale programs still coming in as clients want to put their programs out there. So a lot more last minute ads. I know I'm still waiting for September programs coming in. So a lot of that, don't know exactly what next year's going to look like yet. So hopefully things have calmed down. I think all the clients had, 2 years of programs in 6 months. So it should start to settle, still be busy. Talking to someone who was doing like RFPs and looking for rooms. And he was saying that like it's really busy for programs that need like the hotel block to have like about 100 packs. So those are like a lot of those smaller type programs that they're having. And of course, everything's over the same time frame too. So, it changes day to day too. It depends what's going on. Last year it was busy, but then when they had the virus spiking up, people delayed their programs again. So thinking positive, it's busy, taking it as it comes.
Good. What are other people out there seeing? I know only what we can see here through Cadre, but I know that you all have clients that are not through Cadre yet. What are you all seeing? Is the fall looking busy for you? Is the winter of 2022 looking busy for everyone? Go ahead and jump in, unmute yourself. No, quiet. I see shaking of heads, people sort of like, it's happening, but I don't have anything going crazy. It's not, so it's looking like it's not as crazy as the spring. So what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing through your silence is that the fall this year, it'll be kind of like fall before COVID, busy, but it's not knocking down all of the walls like the spring was just a few months ago. So steady, but not crazy, according to Lynn. And I think that is something we have all been craving, which that is perfect. It's just in time for all of us to be able to breathe again and get that steadiness back under our feet. So that's wonderful to hear. Excellent. What other questions can we help answer for anyone? Anything that we covered today? Anything that we didn't cover, but you are curious about? We are here to help answer any of those questions. We've got about 15 minutes left. We've got some great Cadre minds on the line to help answer your questions. What can we do?
One thing I was going to say, we've run into this problem for international programs that TDs did not, because it was slower, send their passports out for renewal. It's still taking longer. So during this time, even though you don't have an international coming up, send your passport out to be renewed, because you never know what opportunity might come your way that you're not able to accept because your documents aren't up to date. So, I mean, I even know mine expires next May, but I need to get it done because you need to have 6 months before the expiration on your passport when you're going to another country. So you really need to make sure that everything's up to date. Make sure when you have it renewed, you update the information in your Cadre travel profile, so everything is all set there.
And to piggyback off of that, I know that Real ID program is they've been kicking it down the road a little bit, but I think, like you said, May of next year is when they're really going to be enforcing that. So while we are kind of in a small lull at the moment, as we start looking ahead, just making sure that if you take a look at your ID, plan ahead for May of next year for that Real ID to roll forward. I believe the biggest issue is that you just need to have that star on the top of your license, but check it out. I believe you can Google it, realid.gov might be the website, but check it out, because that'll be something that we'll have to tackle getting to and through the airports.
Yeah, you need to go to your state or your city, like in Chicago where I am. It says what you have to do, because you have to send your information in and your documents, because they do a more in-depth background check, and it's the same fee as when you're renewing your license. For here, it's like $30. Or you can just travel with your passport all the time. I think it's a pain because like passports take up too much room, but as travel directors, a lot of the times you do travel with your passports, because you never know when you're going to be on a program and then all of a sudden you're asked to go somewhere. I had that issue in the past. Anyway, but yeah, just start looking into it because it's with driver's license bureaus being not fully staffed and taking longer to do things, there might be a time frame, a lag. So better just to be on, because trying to get something at the last minute renewed, it's not easy.
Okay, we have another question here. Are managed accounts not listed on the dashboard we see? If so, how do you choose planners for those accounts?
Some are posted on there, but one of the other aspects to Cadre is clients can choose whether the project is posted publicly or privately. And many clients, especially for those managed accounts, they know already who they want to use. We get the request and we go and fulfill that. So it gets posted privately. So you're not going to see those posted up on the dashboard. Now, that all said, there are a lot of those requests that we get, and they know half of the people that they want to use, and the other half they say, find someone. So anything that is posted publicly is what you will see on the dashboard. If you are invited, that will also be on your dashboard in the invited area in your left-hand column over there. And I see that we've got a hand raised. Edmund, is that your hand?
Yes.
Go for it.
So I have a three-pronged question.
Mhm.
Question, and full disclosure, I signed up over a year ago,
Okay.
with Cadre, but I had one project and then I got really busy with other clients and have not engaged really. So the last week I've been trying to make offers. I've been going on there, realizing that things weren't resolved properly, and then I realized that my background check was out of date.
Mhm.
So those things are not, you don't get those information. You got to figure it out for yourself. So I renewed that, and it was cleared within a couple of minutes. And so the questions are, one, when we talk about languages, do we have all languages listed on there? Because I was looking for Dutch, and Dutch was not listed on there. Just want to bring that to your attention.
Okay.
The other thing is, when it comes to certifications, a lot of planners that think strategically and have strategic experience have the PMP certification. I don't see that on there either.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I'm pretty sure that one's in there, but we'll take a look.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I checked twice. The third thing is a suggestion. We're all coming out of this pandemic, and there are it's a whole different world within the industry. So I think this is a town hall. It's great to get information, but it's also great to share information, where we can talk about hotel prices, inflation, look out for this, look out for your AV, look out for service charges that are no longer 24% or no longer 20%, things like that. Best practices that we could share amongst each other.
Excellent. If anyone has anything they would like to share, please go right ahead. And if there are any skills or certifications or anything else that you don't see in there, feel free to email our support team. We can always get things added in there. But for sure, feel free to reach out to us. We tried to be inclusive with all of the languages, but I know that there are a few that slipped through the cracks for sure. So just let us know. We're happy to help with that. And if there's any information anyone wants to share, I will happily open it up to that. We've got about 10 minutes left though. So feel free to share or to ask your questions. Silence. Goodness. All right.
Well,
Dawn, you just muted yourself as you started asking questions. So I'm
here we
gonna...
go. I'll unmute myself now.
Thank you.
Is there any way to get to be part of a managed account? So somebody's saying, how do I get into that door of the managed accounts?
That's a great question. I don't know if Kim or Debbie have any recommendations or suggestions there, but generally speaking, it's usually a client that has already come in with a list of people that they know and like and are looking to then grow their team.
referrals from other people that work with that client because they're a known entity that we add on there. Or sometimes it's, we're really busy, we're looking for somebody specific with specific skills or whatnot. So just make sure that your bio and everything is up to date. Make sure you have a good professional picture, not, you know, your graduation picture or you're out surfing or whatever. There's no surfing pictures. We did have someone who used to have swimming with a dolphin picture. But anyway, just make sure everything's up to date. All your skills are there. Your bio reads like a CV in however many words that you can have. Professional picture. It helps if you're on like LinkedIn, because I know when I'm looking for staff to maybe other people refer them or whatever, I go to LinkedIn to see who we have in common, then reach out to talk to them. So, you know, because for managed accounts, we need to onboard and check references, or if they're referred, we have the referral for all the staff that we use on the program. So just keep everything just up to date, nice, professional, like you are interviewing for a job. It's just because you're a freelancer and you're not like a full-time employee, you still need to have everything up to date, no misspelled words, just like you were giving your resume to be hired for a full-time job. So
Right,
just
and
think of
we
it
all-
that way.
And the reason that's so important, sorry, Dawn, to cut in, but the reason why that's so important is because those public profiles that Biana was showing you a little earlier, all of that information, your about me, your skills, your certifications, all of your work experience, all of that is in that public profile. And Kim and Debbie and Ashley, I know she's busy at the moment, but and our other account managers, when they are trying to get new people in the door, they send over those public profiles for the client to review. So that's especially why, that's another reason why it's so important to have that information in there. And to have your profile looking good. And again, you can check out what your social profile looks like at any time by logging into your Cadre profile and clicking on your name. That's what our clients see when we share your profile with them.
And then the other thing is that we will send out emails.
Yes.
If we're looking for specific people with specific skills, we will send out emails through MailChimp and through our email system saying, hey, we need somebody in this city. We need somebody for this kind of work. And to watch those emails when they come through and apply according to the ads.
Yep, exactly.
And if we can't decipher if they might be a good candidate just by like quick looking at the bio and skills, and it's like on to the next one where I don't have to do as much work.
Okay, here's a great question. Do you feel it's important to include a video? Yes. I haven't done that yet, but want feedback on if folks look at them. Yes, they do. Anyway, Kate, answer that.
Clients do, they do love it. Is it absolutely critical? No. Last month when we were at the height of absolute craziness in the summertime, and people were asking that, I was like, you know, I know that you've got 100 other things far more important than a video for Cadre. But now that it's a little bit quieter, you know, plan out 30 minutes, write yourself a script and film yourself a video, because they do make a difference. They do look great. And clients love seeing them. It helps a lot of clients make a choice between who they want to interview and who they're going to wait for round 2 on.
Yeah, I mean, put yourself in the client's role.
Yeah.
If you were hiring somebody and they had a video, you would play the video to see how they present themselves, what their communication skills are like. So put yourself in their role. And that's why it's important to put those videos, because you would watch it.
Exactly. And to give just a few, what did I do with my phone? Here it is. I put it down. A few recommendations. I use my phone, my lovely little smartphone. Everyone's got one these days. Turn it this way though, when you film it. You do not want to film it this way. It looks far more professional if you turn your camera this way when you film it. And it doesn't have to be long. 10 seconds, highlighting who you are, what your experience is going to make such a difference. Good lighting, good background, good articulate statement. You'll be golden. Quick and easy.
Edmund, do half of it in Dutch.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Do the whole thing and cycle through the languages, you know. Yep. Exactly.
We have another question. Can we promote what program we're on? What program we are on site with through social media?
Sure, if you want to.
Well,
We don't
isn't
really
there
have a
usually
way
just-
to.
Is there usually a disclosure though of the client though? I don't know.
I would say it depends on the client, I guess. You would have to check those custom policies. We don't have any particular way to, we don't have like a simple share button where you can share the program that you're on onto social media, but there is an easy way to share your profile onto social media. So I would check.
I'd say
those
no for like
NDAs.
the managed, they're private and we don't put the information out there for a reason. So no, you can just say, oh, I'm enjoying Hawaii, whatever, generic, but nothing like
There you go.
the main company or the specific company you're working for.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of response from people saying they work for financial services company and they say no, no phones, no photos, no logos. Yeah, it depends on the company, but I'd be real careful with that.
Okay, we've had issues with clients seeing something and the TD shouldn't have posted it, or maybe they were like, you know, having beers by the pool, whatever, mention the name of the company. Well, that TD's not going to be working some of those programs again. So you got really particular about what you're doing. You really just need to, you want to post it, you can say, here I am, whatever, but yeah, just be really particular because you never know who's going to be seeing the information you're putting out there. You might think it's like generic, we're having fun doing whatever, but if you're there to work, you're not there to do that.
And I can throw in a word there. I know I work predominantly with American Express as a managed client, and I know that they have specifically asked TDs not to post any program related information whatsoever because they do a lot of pharma programs. A lot of that information is very highly private. So they really stress not to. I mean, like Kim said, you can say, oh, I'm in Hawaii, oh, I'm in Australia, whatever, but don't mention the name of a client, a program name, or anything on any social media.
Excellent. All righty. We're just about out of time. So let me go ahead and start wrapping things up. But if we've got one more question, if someone wants to jump in with one last question, be happy to get those answered for people. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you all so much for joining us. I'm going to draw this out for a moment or two in case someone does jump in with a question.
I have something.
Go for it, Kim.
Every client has different expense guidelines. So if you have a question on something, it's better to ask your planner, Ashley, Debbie, me, whoever you're working for, before you send in expenses and things get kicked back. If you just want to like double check, normally everything's written out, but if you're not quite sure, just ask before you submit.
Great suggestion. That's a really great suggestion. And that'll be found underneath the expense policies. You can also double check your custom policies just to see if there are any of those NDAs, social media policies.
Right. And some of those have those.
information.
Yeah. Yep.
Excellent. If you are following us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we are hirecadre.com. I know that there are quite a few cadres out there these days, but we are the one that is hirecadre.com, just like our web address, hirecadre.com. If you've got questions, again, please feel free to reach out to us. Our support team is always at the ready, either at that chat desk or the support desk. And our accounting team is happy to help as well. So support at hirecadre.com, accounting at hirecadre.com, or reach out to your client specifically. Thank you, everyone. Please join us next month. If you have suggestions, go for it, Kim.
Some of you have seen the emails asking you for availability for specific months. When we're busy, instead of like emailing 500,000 people, we're going to it's easier to go to that list today. Oh, these people said they're open in that time frame. Let's look at bios. Let's look at whatever. So when something's sent out about availability, just throw it out there. It can't hurt, just so we have a listing of it, so it's easy for us to access, less work for us to do. And then we can see, oh, we're interested in that person. Let's talk to them. Let's onboard them, because I know they're open over these specific dates.
Perfect. Excellent. All right, everyone. Thank you all so much. Keep your eyes open for next month's topic. If you have a suggestion or something specific you would like to talk about, please let us know. Thank you all again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your July. We'll talk to you all real soon. Bye.